What's going on, everybody? I'm back. I know you've missed me. You've missed these quirky, weird, interesting, and controversial audio facts that you probably won't bring up in regular conversation. Well, I'm back for another episode after my hiatus. I hope you enjoy this one. Sit back and enjoy. You ever look at a shrimp and think, yeah, that little dude can probably win a war? No? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the pistol shrimp, a tiny underwater menace that can create a sound louder than a gunshot. That's right. Not a lion's roar, not a jet engine, not your cousin's busted Honda Civic with the modified exhaust. A shrimp. And somehow, nature actually allowed this. We will also explore how sounds travel in different elements, the different listening thresholds, frequencies, and how all of that ties into the coolest part about audio, in my opinion. And that's how it is perceived. Welcome to another episode of A Soundbite You Won't Use, the show where we take audio facts, sound science, and even some weird frequencies and turn them into information you'll probably aggressively force into random conversations. I'm your host, YL, and thank you for being here. So, let's start with the pistol shrimp. This little underwater goblin has one oversized claw that snaps shut so fast it can create a bubble hotter than the surface of the sun for a split second. But yeah, it can create a bubble hotter than the surface of the sun. This shrimp doesn't even technically punch its enemies. It literally weaponizes physics. When the claw snaps, it shoots out a cavitation bubble traveling around 60 miles per hour. And when that bubble collapses, boom! Over 200 decibels underwater. For context, a normal conversation is about 60 decibels. How I'm speaking now. A blender, around 90 decibels. A rock concert is about 120, and a gunshot is between 140 and 170 decibels. Meanwhile, this shrimp is underwater sounding like Call of Duty crustacean warfare. And the craziest part of it all, the sound is so violent it can actually stun or kill small fish instantly. Imagine being a fish, minding your own business, in the ocean. Man, this ocean sure is peaceful to you. Pow! Just like that, taken out by seafood. Now, here's where things get a little crazier. Sound behaves way differently underwater than it does on land. In air, sound travels around 767 miles per hour. Pretty precise number. Underwater, sound travels about 3,300 miles per hour. So basically, sound is moving underwater on performance-enhancing drugs. That's why whales can communicate across entire oceans. Imagine being in Atlanta, yelling to your cousin in Europe, "Hey bro, you still owe me $20. And he hears you. Sound underwater is so efficient that the military literally uses sonar to map the ocean floor and locate submarines. Meanwhile, most of us can't even hear someone talking to us from the kitchen because the sink is running. Nevertheless, humans, we love acting superior. Oh yes, we're the dominant species. To be honest, we can't even hear most of the sounds happening around us, or most of the frequencies. Humans hear frequencies between roughly 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. That is it. Dogs can hear way higher frequencies than us. Cats even hear way more detail. Bats basically invented biological surround sound. And don't get me started on elephants. They communicate using infrasound, frequencies so low, humans just cannot hear them. So elephants could literally be talking trash about us, and we never even know it. Look at these little weirdos paying taxes again. And as you age, your hearing actually gets worse. That high-pitched ringtone that a lot of teenagers use, some adults can't even hear it, which basically means nature installed a parental mute button. The older we get, the less we hear. Now, let's talk about loudness. The loudest sound humans ever recorded. In 1883, the volcano Krakatoa erupted in Indonesia. And when I say loud, oh man, I mean people thousands of miles away heard it, maybe felt it. The explosion reached an estimated 310 decibels. That's so loud, it literally ruptured eardrums over 40 miles away. People on ships thought they were under attack by cannons. They thought they were in a war. The sound waves circled Earth multiple times. Multiple times. The Earth basically got hit with a global notification sound. Meanwhile, I yell across the house and nobody can hear me. Like when I'm trying to record these videos. So, how about we make a correlation from loudness to silence? We talked about loudness. Let's talk about silence. Here's the twist. Humans aren't actually designed for complete silence either. There's a place called an anechoic chamber. Basically, the most quietest room on Earth. No echoes, no outside noise, just nothing. And people start to lose their minds when they're in these rooms. Because when everything goes silent, you start hearing your own body, your heartbeat, your breathing, your stomach making those little demonic noises. Some people even hear their eyeballs moving, which is horrifying information that you absolutely did not need to know. Most people can't stay in these rooms longer than 45 minutes. So apparently, humanity needs at least some type of background noise to emotionally survive. Which explains why people fall asleep to rain sounds, or ocean sounds, or a 10-hour YouTube video called Intergalactic Refrigerator Ambiance. But this is where sound gets a little more creepy. Movie directors, game designers, and musicians all know one thing. Sound controls emotion. Low frequencies create tension. High frequencies create anxiety. Sudden silence creates suspense. That's why horror movies use those deep, rumbling bass tones before something scary happens. Your brain hears it and immediately goes, uh-oh, we're about to die. Even fast food restaurants use sound psychologically. Ever notice those crunchy food commercials sound insanely loud? That crunch is boosted on purpose because your brain associates crisp sounds with freshness. So technically, Sound can manipulate your emotions, but also your appetite, your fear, and your attention. Meaning your ears are basically just emotional Wi-Fi antennas, which we took a deeper dive in this concept in episode 3. Be sure to go and check that out. So, today we learn a shrimp can create sonic explosions louder than gunshots. Whales can use the ocean like Bluetooth speakers. Elephants can secretly gossip in bass frequencies. Silence mentally destroys you, and humanity is emotionally controlled by sound waves. Honestly, sound might be the most underrated superpower on Earth. And somewhere in the ocean, right now, there's a tiny little shrimp cocking back his claw like, I wish you would say something disrespectful. I fired up in here. This has been another episode of a soundbite you won't use. And remember, sometimes the loudest thing in the room or the ocean is a shrimp with anger issues. The quietest thing in the room could be your eyeballs moving. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, if you enjoy conversations as such, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And matter of fact, share this with a friend. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, loves the fact that they did not know they needed. Did you need it? Did you care? It doesn't matter because it's still a fact that you probably didn't know was there. Until next time, keep questioning, keep listening, and stay ready for another episode of a soundbite you won't use.